Hello students, welcome to Maths class. Today we shall discuss the direct and inverse variation. But what is variation? Two quantities are said to be in variations if change in one quantity causes corresponding change in the other quantity. We come across many such situations in our day-to-day life where we see variation in one quantity bringing variation in the other quantity. For example, more the number of articles bought, more is their cost, or more is the sum of money deposited in a bank, more is the interest earned, or more the speed of a car, less is the time taken to cover a certain distance. So, we come across many variations in our life. There are two types of variation. First is direct variation and second is inverse variation. Today we shall discuss the direct variation. Two quantities are said to have direct variation if the increase in one quantity causes an increase in the other and the decrease in one quantity causes the decrease in the other. For example, let a book costs rupees 10. Then what will be the cost of two books? Yes, 2 into 10, that means rupees 20. Here we have multiplied the cost of one book to the quantity of books, that means 10 into 2. Next, what is the cost of 3 books? Yes, 3 into 10, that means rupees 30. So here the number of books is increases. As the number of books increases, the cost increases. That means increase in one quantity causes an increase in the other. This is called direct variation. Was not it so simple? Let's take a table. Here in this table, the first row indicates the number of books and the second row indicates the cost of the books. Now, if we shall find the ratio of books and cost, what shall we get? Let's see. In the first case, the number of books is 1 and the cost is 10. So, the ratio is 1 by 10. Next, in the second case, the number of books is 2 and cost is 20. So, what will be the ratio? Yes, it will be 2 by 20. But is there any similarity between 1 by 10 and 2 by 20? If we divide the second ratio 2 by 20 by 2, we shall get 1 by 10. So, the ratio is same. Now, for the third case, the ratio is 3 by 30. But if we divide it by 3, both the numerator and denominator by 3, the answer will be 1 by 10. So, we can write this as 1 by 10. Similarly, in the fourth and fifth case, we can easily write it as 1 by 10. So, the ratio of books and cost here is equal 1 by 10. That means this ratio books by cost is called here constant and the constant is 1 by 10. Let's give this a variable form. Let the number of books be y and the cost of books be x. Then y by x, that means number of books by cost, is equals 1 by 10. So we can easily write y equals 1 by 10 into x. Multiplying both sides with x by x, we can write y equal 1 by 10 into x. Here 1 by 10 is the constant. So we can write it as y equals kx, where k is constant. Let us take example 1. Observe the table given below and find whether x and y are in direct variation or not. So here is the table. You can see we have to check whether it is in direct variation or not. So to check it, at first we shall write the first column 6 by 18 as x1 by y1 equals 6 by 18, and dividing both the numerator and denominator by 6, we shall get 1 by 3. That means 6 by 18 equal 1 by 3. Next, the second column 10 by 30. So here x2 by y2, x2 means second column, the ratio of second column x2 by y2, it is equal to 10 by 30, and this is equals 1 by 3. Next, coming to the third column 14 by 42. So we shall write x3 by y3 equals 14 by 42. This is also equals to 1 by 3. Next, the fourth column is 18 by 54. So the ratio of fourth column is x4 by y4 equals 18 by 54, and this is also equals to 1 by 3, dividing both by 18. And finally the fifth column x5 by y5 equals 24 by 72. Again dividing both the numerator and denominator by 24, we shall get 1 by 3. So here all the ratios is equal to 1 by 3. That means x1 by y1 equals x2 by y2 equals x3 by y3 equals x4 by y4 equals x5 by y5 equals a constant, and the constant is 1 by 3. So from this we can easily say x and y are in direct variation. As they all are equal, so they are in direct variation. Coming to the second example. Here also a table is given, and we have to check whether x and y are in direct proportion or not. So here in the similar process we have used in example 1, we shall also use here. So for the first column x1 by y1 equals 30 by 36, and the lowest form of 30 by 36 is 5 by 6. Next, the second column x2 by y2 equals 20 by 30, this is equals to 2 by 3. The third column x3 by y3 equals 24 by 30, this is equal to 4 by 5, and finally x4 by y4 equals 16 by 20 equals 4 by 5. Here you can see the first column, the first ratio x1 by y1 is not equals to x2 by y2, and x2 by y2 or x1 by y1 both are not equals to x3 by y3. Only x3 by y3 and x4 by y4 is equal. So we can write from this x1 by y1 not equal to x2 by y2, not equal to x3 by y3, but x3 by y3 equals x4 by y4. So as they all are not equal, so x and y are not in direct variation. We come to the conclusion that x, y are not in direct variation. If the ratios are equal, then they are in direct variation. Coming to example 3, it says if P and Q are in direct variation, find the values of x, y and z in the table given below. So here they are in direct variation, P and Q are in direct variation. We have to find the unknown values, that means x, y and z. So as P and Q are in direct variation, we can write 6 by 72 equals x by 60 equals y by 96 equals 30 by z. Direct variation means the ratios all are equal. Now taking the first two, that means 6 by 72 equals x by 60, we shall take the first two. Next the first with the third, and next the first with the fourth, that means 6 by 72 equals y by 96 and 6 by 72 equals 30 by z. So we shall take the first ratio with the second, then with the third and then with the fourth. Now solving this, first solving 6 by 72 equals x by 60, we shall get x equal 6 by 72 into 60. This is equals to 5. Next solving 6 by 72 equals y by 96, we shall get y equal 6 by 72 into 96, that means y equal 8. And the third 6 by 72 equals 30 by z, this is equals z equal 30 into 72 by 6. You all know how to solve this type of algebraic expressions, so it is very easy and the answer is z equal 360. So we shall able to find the unknown numbers x, y and z. Similarly, I think you can solve this problem as x and y are in direct variation. Very directly means direct variation, and you have to find the missing entries, that means the value of a, b and c. I think you can solve. Coming to next example. Example 5 says a car covers a distance of 260 km in 12 liters of petrol. How much distance will it cover in 18 liters of petrol? That means in 12 liter car covers 216 km, and we have to find the distance it will cover in 18 liters of petrol. So the solution is, first let the car will cover x km in 18 liters of petrol. So we shall construct the table as petrol in liter and distance in km. In the first row we shall write the quantity of petrol, that means 12 and 18, and in the second column we shall write the distance. First is 216 and second is x. Now as in this case they are in direct variation, that means if we have to cover more distance, then more petrol is needed, that means both are increasing, so they are in direct variation. Then we can write in this way, x1 by y1 is equals to x2 by y2. Here x1 means 12 and y1 means 216, x2 means 18 and y2 means x. So we can write in this way, 12 by 216 equals 18 by x. Next we shall cross multiply the numbers and the answer is 324 km. That's how we can solve. Coming to next example, it says if 15 meter of cloth cost rupees 1940, find how many meters of cloth can be bought for rupees 4656. So here, as the quantity of rupees increases, the quantity of cloth must increase. So they are also in direct variation. We all know how to solve the problems in direct variation. So I think you can solve this table. Coming to next example. It says a vertical pole 2 meter 800 semi high casts a shadow 1 meter 60 semi long. Find at the same time the length of shadow casted by 5 meter 25 semi high pole and the height of the pole which casts a shadow of length 2 meter 50 semi. So here let the required length of shadow be x semi and the height of the pole as y semi. Next we have to construct the table. In the first row, give the heading height of the pole in centimeter. Remember, you have to convert the meter into centimeter, and the length of the shadow you have to convert also in centimeter. So you all know the heights, just write it in the first row and the length of shadow in the second row. Now you all know they are in direct variation. So as usual we shall write 280 by 160 equals 525 by x equals y by 250. As they are in direct variation, the first ratio is equal to the second and that is equal to the third. Now as usual, first take the first ratio with the second and then the first ratio with the third and then solve as usual and get the answer. So this was all about the direct variation. That's all today. In our next class we shall discuss the inverse variation.